So, we are somehow back again talking about The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. So, the creator of Deadpool, aka Rob Liefeld, is hinting that maybe Deadpool and The Rock may be meeting in Deadpool 3. Now, this is legit. This is absolutely everywhere, and I don't know how I didn't actually see this before I made yesterday's video. So, we are doing 2 Rock videos back to back, kind of. So, what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. We do content like this all week long. We are currently giving away EndGame on 4K, Blu-ray, DVD, or digital download. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel and let me know. Should The Rock come to the MCU? Now, you know, The Rock takes over literally every franchise he's involved with, including Fast and Furious. He's literally the main liner of that now, which is kind of interesting. So, this came about from the most recent movie called Hobbs and Shaw, which did pretty good, just under $200 million. Seeing it's a spin-off from Fast and Furious, careful for spoilers. Okay, it's not really a spin-off from the Fast and Furious, but that's what they market it to be, and it's nothing like that. So careful spoilers, guys, because we're going to have to talk about a massive spoiler in that movie. So spoiler warning, spoiler warning, spoiler warning. So what is good? So essentially, this came about because Ryan Reynolds, who is the voice actor, and he actually does some of the Deadpool scenes, because as you know, Ryan Reynolds does have a stunt double. So essentially, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool, and there's some scenes in the movie with Ryan Reynolds in it. So a lot of people going, oh my God, there could be a cameo role now because of that. Now, that isn't much context, and I wasn't going to make a video based on that. But the Deadpool creator, Rob Liefeld, actually reached out to The Rock 3 days ago as of posting this video, and he said this: "Dearest at The Rock, based on recent reports of outstanding chemistry between you and a familiar friend, I believe the next logical step is for you to join the Marvel Universe as Garrison Kane in a future Deadpool installment. You're a natural, and Kane is already celebrated by millions of comic book fans who have thrilled to his adventures since I first introduced him in X-Force, your pal Rob." So this was an Instagram post that he sent out to The Rock on Instagram. Then, interesting enough, The Rock fired back pretty fast. I'm not really sure where The Rock fired back, if it was Twitter or Instagram, but I will overlay an image. So he also sent the same thing, it appears on Twitter, and he said, "Dearest Rob, thank you, amigo. It's true. In Hobbs and Shaw, I have an insanely outstanding chemistry with our familiar friend. Since you created the characters, how does Kane get along with alien emoji swimming?" So, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. So, The Rock is talking about it, which is interesting, as this is quite factual because The Rock's publicly talking about it. Now, Rob Liefeld might be the creator of Deadpool, but now Deadpool is owned, TV rights, I presume, and also movie rights are owned by Disney. I presume the answer will come to Kevin Feige. I presume Kevin Feige is the only person that can say, yes, The Rock is coming to Deadpool. So I think this could happen. As we said in yesterday's video, there is no reason why The Rock shouldn't be in MCU, as Deadpool would be part of the MCU now. Now, it would be pretty interesting. As I said before, the MCU doesn't generally go for big actors, except for the few exceptions. Obviously, Ryan Reynolds is a really big actor, but he was cast into a Fox movie, not into a Disney movie. So could The Rock join Deadpool? For sure. Obviously, Josh Brolin's a fairly big actor, but again, he wasn't really that big till he played Thanos. Most people know Josh Brolin for his position in, obviously, Thanos, and then, obviously, in Cable, but it's pretty interesting. So, let's get into it. So, who is Garrison Kane? Now, Garrison Kane is a very interesting character, also known as Weapon X or just Kane. He was introduced by Rob Liefeld early in 1991 era, so he is a pretty old character, and there is some fan art which I will throw up right now or in the thumbnail, and The Rock literally looks a spitting image of him. He's got the physique, so generally when these actors get the superhero roles, they have to put on a load of muscle, but The Rock's in a pretty awesome position where he'd probably have to downsize, if at all. So it is pretty interesting. So Kane started out as part of Cable's mercenary team called Six Pack. So obviously, if he is going to cameo role in it, it could have something to do with Cable. As we know, Cable is still kicking around in this universe, but we don't really know anything about Deadpool, the next Deadpool installment, do we? So it is going to be pretty interesting. So essentially his backstory is, until one mission when Strife attacked the team and held Kane hostage in order to retrieve a disc that Cable had. Cable refused to give it back to him, and the battle ended with an explosion that destroyed Kane's arms and leg. Cable then sent Kane back into the past where he had his missing limbs, replaced the cybernetic part by the original Weapon X, hence where his name came from. For a while, Kane blamed Cable for his pain. The blame was later redirected at Strife after months of, doing some work, getting his muscles working back and everything, and work with Cable reappeared to Kane and took him into the future again and joined Cable's future fight against Apocalypse. So he has a pretty cool backstory. Now, he could fit into a Cable storyline with Deadpool, but I think if he is going to play his role, it'll be more of a cameo-based role. But he has featured alongside a lot of stuff. So it looks like it could be an X-Force spin-off if they are going to bring Kane through as The Rock. It would be a very interesting thing. Now, Rob Liefeld, who actually is the creator of Deadpool, said something quite controversial a few days ago about Deadpool 3, which annoyed a lot of people. He essentially said Deadpool 3 doesn't necessarily need to be R-rated according to the director. Now, we don't actually know any details about Deadpool 3. We don't even know if he's directing Deadpool 3. We know that Deadpool 3 is coming because Nerdist asked a question about Deadpool, and he said, yeah, when I said the mutants in San Diego Comic-Con, I was also referring to Deadpool. So we know Deadpool 3 is in the works. Ryan Reynolds posted an image of who leaked Deadpool, obviously, and then he said phase 5. So he was insinuating that yes, there is something coming in phase 5, but Deadpool has to be R-rated. Now, really wouldn't work, because if you've seen Once Upon a Deadpool, it really didn't work, did it? Disney doesn't necessarily only need to make PG movies. I think we'll find a happy medium ground. No, like seriously guys. Now, I love Deadpool 1. I don't think there's ever going to be a better Deadpool movie than Deadpool 1. But seriously, if you take the R-rated aspect, he cannot swear. Now, does this mean Once Upon a Deadpool is going to be the future of Deadpool 3? Now, I don't mean they have to swear all the time, but most of his kind of quirkiness and clickiness from the epic Deadpool 1 comes from his swearing. So it is really going to be a big hit if Disney releases a Deadpool movie and he's not allowed to say anything other than what could be said in a PG-13 movie. That would really, really annoy a lot of people, wouldn't it? It really would. So we know Deadpool's coming to the Marvel Universe. The director, David, may have some wondering whether the mercenary with a mouth might have to scale back his trademark brand. The bad mouth, humorous, goriness, villain kind of violence, not villain. Villain violence. He is pretty savage. He's not a hero, he's an anti-hero. So the director, David, who is supposedly directing Deadpool 3, but guys, like we said, Deadpool 3 hasn't even got a release date. We don't know when it's coming. We don't know who's directing it. We don't know what storyline we're going with. We know they were working on an X-Force storyline, which kind of got sidelined, so we don't know. All we know is that Ryan Reynolds is still going to be playing Deadpool, we hope. No, they're not going to change Deadpool. They're not going to change him. So we don't know who is actually going to be on it. Now, we know there will be not very intelligent kind of business sense if the Deadpool writer Rob Liefeld wasn't involved with it, but we don't know who's going to be directing it. But Deadpool not being a 15 would be so bad. Guys, let me know down below. Is The Rock going to be Kane? Is The Rock going to join the MCU? And I am sorry that this is my second The Rock joins the MCU video in 2 days, but like I said, guys, this is pretty compelling. The Rock's reached out to the Deadpool creator saying, yeah, sure, what chemistry would he have with Deadpool? Obviously, he's not saying Deadpool because he doesn't want to give anything away from the movie that's just come out, because it is technically a spoiler, but it would be very interesting if The Rock could be in Deadpool 3. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know down below, where should The Rock feature in the MCU? Should he feature in Deadpool 3 first, then come over into a different role? Because let's be honest, other actors have done it. Obviously, we know it's not part of the same universe, but Chris Evans was Johnny Storm, then he became Captain America, so it has been done before. So The Rock could play one role, then play another role. It's not too unheard of for them to do that. So it would be very interesting, guys. So like always, let me know who should The Rock play in the MCU. And disclaimer, I'm sorry, I would have added all this info into yesterday's video, but for some reason I didn't see it until this morning when I woke up. So like always, guys, let me know all your comments down below. Feedback would be cool. Please like, please subscribe to the channel, guys. I really want to hit 100,000 subscribers. When we do, I will be giving away a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. And I will catch you in another video very soon, guys. Catch ya.